Good morning, lovelies. It's Tuesday, and this is my memory makeover. Basically, what I'm doing is Robin and I were talking about some ideas for the pretty paper page on Facebook and some things that we could bring to you on YouTube. And one of them is a memory makeover, and it's basically taking the layouts that you used to do and making them into what you want now. So it's kind of playing off as using it as a sketch. So you're playing off of the older layout in order to make a new layout in your new style, and it kind of shows how you've evolved over time. And I had originally narrated this portion of the video, and that's why I'm kind of talking with my hands here. But I had deleted the audio, and for whatever reason, once you delete audio on my software, you cannot get it back. And so I thought I'd show you the picture I was going to use here. And it is of my lovely daughter currently that is 19. And she loves to cook, and she is always busy with her hands. And so I thought it was very appropriate to go along with the old picture. And here she's stuffing chicken. And it shows you the mix and the egg wash and her, putting oil in the pan and that sort of thing. So in the previous picture from 1999, the previous layout, she is 4, and she is busy making a mosaic in the backyard. She was always kind of running around naked. She's just kind of a natural nudist. But and it was easy to hose her down after she was mixing all of that mosaic, so it worked out well. But I don't end up using that picture of her. I end up using a picture of London, I believe. Yeah, London, a current picture of her, which is not what I wanted, but when I cut into the picture of True, I actually scraped, my cutter scraped the edge of True's face, and it just looked awful. So unfortunately I did not get to use that picture, but I used a current one of London, and she is always messing with her hair, and so it's pictures of her getting her hair cut a couple of weeks ago. And so, at least it's one of my daughters, and I do play off of the layout, the sketch and the basic outline of the layout, and I thought I'd do a grid design. And so I'm just explaining and showing my papers here, and I'll go through the product. And again, I guess I'm still talking with my hands at this point, but I'll go ahead and speed up the video for you and then narrate again. So I will hope to see you do a memory makeover and show us how you can play off one of your old layouts and up to date on how you've evolved. So hold on and let's speed this up. Okay, so just showing you some of the product that I used here. And of course, since I changed the picture, I changed some of the product I was going to use, so you'll have to bear with me. I did not end up using those jars, but I did kind of base my layout on the previous page, so it was what appeared to me to be a 4-square grid. And so I used this paper by Fifth and Frolic, and it's called Second and Oak. and I just trimmed those out and kind of made a grid on the background, and that was my basis for it. At first I thought I would just distress and keep it square, but then I said, no, I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut those out. I just thought it looked a lot cuter, so inking the edges with, let's see. Oh, I didn't write it down, but it looks to be one of the Hero Arts, one of those little cubes I have. And now I'm just making layers underneath each one of those grids. And that's a different color of ink that I thought I would play with. So it's kind of a soft peach and soft yellows and soft blues. And see, this is where I scraped right through her face. So cut that out and we picked a different photo. And this photo is of London getting her hair trimmed. She had not had bangs in a long time because she was in competitive cheer up until this past spring, and they were very strict about bangs, and so she hasn't had bangs in 8 years or longer, and decided that she definitely wanted to try some. And it looked super cute, but it just stood out so much, like she looked like Taylor Swift. And it was so weird how much she looked like Taylor Swift. So she could be like a look-alike. So I was teasing her and calling her T-Swift, and so was my other daughter, and we were just having fun with it. And she, said, oh, don't tease me, and yet you could tell she liked it. Of course, Taylor Swift is considered America's sweetheart, so how could you ever feel insulted being called that? I would love to be called that. And the stamp set there that I used, let's see, it's one of the Scraptastic. I think it is from the December 2013 kit. Oh, and if you hear sirens in the background, that is the city testing the tornado sirens, so sorry. We live very close to one of those, so every first Wednesday of the month we get the little trial, the alert to make sure it's working. So anyway, I tried to use some of my stamps. That's also from the Scraptastic 2013 set. And the My Girl is from October. Is it October Afternoon? Oh, Darling. Yes. And the Okay, so I cut that little segment out because I don't end up liking how the stamp that I used on the yellow turned out there. It just didn't ever, I don't know, the one that was a circle looked good, I think. No, actually I didn't like the gray with the yellow polka dot at all. I think I end up ditching both of those. I was going to put it right there, but it just bothered me. Now the gray stamped perfectly on the light peach scrap that I had. And so I'm just making various layers on the 4 squares, and I'll end up, I lost my little foam pad on my distress tool there. Here we go. Just distressing the edges with the sandal. Sorry if you can hear my daughter coming in and out. She just can't resist when I'm narrating. Try drives me nuts. Let's see, the yellow polka dot paper there is punched out with my EK Success punch, and adding a freckled font doily. And just layering those down. But as you can see, the layout's very easy, very quick. It actually, well, I say quick, it actually did take a while to do this. With the fussy cutting and then the stamping, but I'm glad I got to use some of my stamps. Robin has been using hers, and so she's got me wanting to pull out mine. And I did organize mine recently from the Jennifer McGuire ink setup, and it's amazing how many stamps I have. Oh my goodness. I need to purge a few stamps and some punches that I don't use anymore and get those more organized. But I'm on my way. I've started. So the scissors there are my Studio Calico scissors. I think they're from a really old wood veneer set. But I thought they went cute with the layout, and I didn't know what I was going to do with scissors unless it was like a scrapbook or, let's see, a layout about scrapbooking or maybe school or something. And my girls are at that age where you don't do a lot of the school, like scissors and crayons and stuff like that. And those little flowers that I had, they're almost, they're plastic, but they have like a glitter sheen underneath, and I put those all over the page, and I just love those. They were like in the dollar bin at convention. One of those small little kiosks with no name to speak of, just the dollar place or something. And I used one of my new flair from It's a Flair for Buttons. That's the yellow heart there. And one of the chic tag flair with the lovely flowers. And the chipboard stickers are from the My Mind's Eye Now and Then chipboard. And I tried to use that Happy Day. I think it does end up making it up there at the top. I can't remember exactly. And I put a little wooden camera at the base there on your right. The white little flower is Freckled Fawn. Just pulling in some more of those chipboard elements. I thought that was really cute there. I love the little flower border. And just trying, see, the Happy Day does make it, but the polka dot, well, yeah, I think the polka dot does too, right there. See. But yeah, I would definitely encourage you to just pull out some of your old layouts and look at them and see if you can kind of come up with a sketch or a way to update it into what your style is now, because we all have, if you've been in scrapbooking any length of time, your style, the products, the manufacturers, that's all changed. I'm pretty sure American Crafts is going to end up owning everything anyway, so we could just do the one-stop shop, I guess. But I still support the independents and the new small companies, and I encourage you to do so too, because I had a ton of little local stores in Dallas, and I am in a major metropolitan area, and there is not one small scrapbook store left. All of the major box stores, Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, they have taken over the industry and just pushed the small business owner out. So I have to drive all the way to Waxahachie, which is about 45 minutes for me, in order to go to a nice small store. And I love being able to get the new product there and she's really great about, carrying the latest and greatest, and she's got a great base following. Sometimes I'll go to my besties and they have a little scrapbook store, and they seem to try and stay up on trends. So please make sure you support if you have a local store instead of just online and through the big box stores. I know you can get some discounts through the big box stores, but they really are making small companies go out of business. And I run a small business, so it's important to support the little guy. And then I'll get back to the layout instead of my rant. The splatters that I made, I used some of the Delusions Lemon Zest and the Heidi Swap Gold, and then I pulled out some of my thickers that are called Sentiment, and they are like a reflective gold. And so I put my Tidal T-Swift, and I don't end up showing a picture at the end of this with the journaling, but I do journal in that bottom right hand clipboard, that little grid section there. And so I do end up saying that she looks so much like Taylor Swift, and how I was calling her that and her sister called her that. And so I did journal about her, getting new bangs and how much she loved them. She was so excited. I love to see that smile. And then of course, my wonderful Sakura pen. I've got to outline everything, right? And I end up outlining everything. I just love the little sparkle and glitter that it adds. Oh, actually, I think that's my Jelly Roller pen. So, anyway, they're pretty much the same. Not sure what. Oh, I must be talking here. So there is of course, still photos at the end. And I do put up another picture of the original layout that I'm making over. And I would love for you to visit me and Robin's Facebook page at the Pretty Paper page and show us your memory makeover and share with us, because I love to be inspired, and I hope I've helped to inspire you in some way. And I will talk to you later. So, ta-ta for now. Bye.